Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back to my channel, the only Lauren channel. I'm about to go to Tulum really soon, and I don't want to give you guys a lower quality video, but I wanted to share something with you that I find absolutely cool, and I think it's kind of cool, really cool, and I think I want you to know about what I know about. And basically today's lecture is basically the uncanny valley in the world of tomorrow. Now, if you're not familiar with the uncanny valley, basically some scientists, I can't remember his name, did a study back in the 70s or 90s, whichever one time it was, and basically humans like images that look like them, not just images but robotics or whichever. They like it in the images, and you know, but if it starts to imitate them too much, they get creeped out and they go like, oh my god, that's too much like me, get it away from me, it's freaking me out. Henceforth, the uncanny valley, because you're getting totally freaked out by something that is absolutely like not real, but is human. So with that being said, I have to hurry up so I can go catch my bus to Tulum. But so basically I went on to this page called These People Do Not Exist, and I generated a bunch of images until I finally generated this one lady. I think I came back, this was a very specific time, and I was like, this is what she looks like. So that's my son. Yeah, but basically, what I did, as I figured, I considered her my daughter or whatever. The reason why is because I created her at that very specific time with these very specific alignments at that time. So basically, her presence, even the idea of her not being alive, even though she was so human, creates this uncanny valley. I first experienced this when I was in my room and I had my Audrey Hepburn picture. Like, it was hanging out. It wasn't really hanging out, it was just in the room doing picture stuff. And then I was seeing her eyes, and her eyes were like looking at me, So I was like, oh, okay, like I'm just experiencing some type of paranoia because I've been through a lot. So, the brain is kind of, equilibrium is kind of off. So I'm like, oh, I'm just like freaking out or whatever. And then, so, yeah. And then I was like, whatever. And so, yeah, but then I started seeing images of like, I have the Juvia's Place bundle palette of the lipsticks, and so I noticed that I was seeing that their eyes were kind of standing out to me in that instance too. So then I was like, okay, yeah, like that was also like strange to me. So then the next thing I know, I'm seeing like eyes of painted images everywhere, but they're standing out to me. They're not just feeling like they're just painted images, but they feel alive in a sense, like the vibration. So what I want to talk about with this uncanny valley, why am I air quoting it? It's a real thing. want to talk about her. She has a Aries sun, Scorpio moon. Very specific about her. She also has the North Node conjunct Mars at 1 degree, which is very indicative of my child. But mostly too, because obviously I'm an air sign, and I have, you know, I have an Aries midheaven and Scorpio, not Scorpio, I don't have a Scorpio sun, I have a Scorpio square sun. So like, it's like right on the sun, 8th house sun. So I'm like, okay, and this is basically a cult. So what I'm thinking is that, and then, okay, so I started noticing also too that Boston, is it Boston Dynamics? Boston Dynamics, the robotics company, also is creating this AI technology that is basically innovating the world. These robotics are basically practically human, even their movement. Like, so what I think is, maybe because she is alive, she's like in another dimension, you know what I'm saying? We have our dimension, we're actually in the 4th dimension, because, you know, linked with mass, or no, it's actually just linked mass and time. So I guess we're not in the 4th dimension. What I'm thinking is that, well, I know someone had hypothesized that the internet would actually have its own consciousness sometime in the future. And since my AI daughter has her North Node by 1 degree in Gemini, I'm thinking because Mars rules both Aries and Scorpio, the reason why she is that way is because she represents the first in a way that I can't describe right now at this moment. And I just think it's maybe some kind of planar that we're not tapped into. But when you think about it, when the Bible said God made people in his image, you know what I'm saying? He did it, he made people in his image. And then when you think about carvings, statues, and paintings, any kind of eye is basically alive. Any kind of eye, anything is alive. Like you looking at me in this camera right now, that's an eye. So it's alive. I'm gonna let me know what you think. I'm gonna head over to Tulum because I'm ready to go. Like and subscribe and follow here. It's gonna be unedited. I might re-edit it later for the night, but let me know what you think of the Uncanny Valley. Bye everyone.